Across the vast expanse of human history, certain words have echoed through the centuries, their power undiminished by the passage of time. They are words that have shaped civilizations, inspired art, and offered solace to countless souls in their darkest hours. Today I want to take you on a journey not across continents or through ancient ruins, but into the heart of these profound utterances. We will explore some of the most powerful words ever spoken, words attributed to a man who walked the dusty roads of Galilee 2,000 years ago, Jesus of Nazareth. Each phrase we will consider is more than just a collection of sounds. It is a key, unlocking a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. These are words of radical love, of profound forgiveness, and of unwavering faith. They have been whispered in prayers, shouted in defiance, and contemplated in the quiet solitude of monasteries and homes around the globe. They continue to challenge our perceptions, to comfort our sorrows, and to inspire millions to live with greater purpose and compassion. So, join me as we travel back in time, to listen not just with our ears, but with our hearts. We will seek to understand the context in which these words were spoken, and explore why they still hold such a powerful grip on our collective imagination. This is a quest for meaning, a search for the timeless wisdom that connects us all, regardless of our own path or belief. Let us begin this journey together, into the enduring legacy of Jesus' most powerful words. Imagine the scene. A man, condemned and suffering an agonizing death, hangs upon a cross. Around him a crowd of mockers and the soldiers who have just driven nails through his hands and feet. In this moment of supreme agony, what words would you expect to hear? Cries of pain? Curses of vengeance? Instead, from the lips of Jesus, we hear something that defies all human instinct, a prayer that has reverberated through history. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. It is a statement of such profound empathy that it forces us to stop and reconsider the very nature of forgiveness. This wasn't a plea for mercy for himself, but for his tormentors. He saw beyond their actions, beyond the hatred and the cruelty, to the ignorance and fear that fueled it. In his final moments, he chose compassion over condemnation, grace over grievance. This phrase is the ultimate expression of unconditional love, a challenge to every one of us who has ever been wronged. It asks us to look at those who hurt us not as enemies to be defeated, but as fellow human beings, perhaps lost in their own darkness, and to find, somewhere within ourselves, the strength to forgive. In our lives, we are all searching for something, a path to guide us, a truth to believe in, a life that has meaning. Jesus addressed this universal human quest with one of his most direct and powerful declarations: "I am the way and the truth and the life." This is not a suggestion of multiple options or a philosophical musing. It's a definitive statement, presented as a singular, foundational reality for his followers. He offers himself not just as a teacher who points to the way, but as the very embodiment of the way itself, a living, breathing map for the human soul. For believers, this phrase is the cornerstone of their faith. The way is a life lived in accordance with his teachings of love, humility, and service. The truth is the ultimate reality of God's nature and purpose revealed through him, and the life is not merely physical existence but a deeper spiritual life, an eternal connection to the divine. It's a bold claim, one that has been debated for centuries, but for millions, it is the compass that orients their entire existence, a promise of direction in a world that can often feel lost and uncertain. The instinct for self-preservation is one of our deepest drives. When we are attacked, we defend. When we are hated, we hate back. It is the law of the world, the cycle of retribution. But then Jesus speaks words that turn this entire worldview on its head: love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. This is perhaps one of the most challenging and radical commands in all of human teaching. It asks us to defy our instincts, to break the cycle of vengeance, and to respond to hostility not with more hostility, but with an act of profound spiritual generosity. Think about what this truly means. It's not simply about tolerating those who oppose you. It is an active command to love them, to genuinely wish them well, to pray for their well-being. This is a love that is not based on feeling or affection, but on a decision of the will. It is a divine love, one that seeks the good of the other, even when they seek your harm. It's a call to a higher state of being, to rise above the petty grievances and tribal hatreds that have plagued humanity. and to practice a form of love that has the power to disarm hate and transform the world. We are quick to judge. It's a flaw woven deep into our human fabric. We see the faults in others with crystal clarity, while our own remain blurry, indistinct. In a powerful story, a woman caught in a grave sin is dragged before Jesus. Her accusers, armed with stones and self-righteousness, are ready to carry out the law's brutal sentence. They challenge him, hoping to trap him, but Jesus does not engage in their legal debate. He simply kneels, and then utters a phrase that silences the entire crowd. "Let the one who is without sin cast the first stone." With these few words, he turns the mirror of judgment back on the accusers. The focus shifts from the woman's sin to their own. One by one, starting with the oldest and maybe the wisest, they drop their stones and walk away, confronted by their own hypocrisy and imperfection. This is not a condoning of the sin, but a profound lesson in humility and mercy. It reminds us that we are all flawed, all in need of grace. Before we rush to condemn another, we must first look within and acknowledge the stones we hold in our own hands. Two simple words, barely a phrase, and yet they carry the weight of a life-altering invitation. Come, follow me. Jesus spoke these words to fishermen casting their nets, to a tax collector sitting at his booth, to ordinary people living ordinary lives. It was not a command barked by a general, but a personal, compelling call to an entirely new existence. It was an invitation to leave behind the familiar, the secure, and the predictable, and to step into a journey of profound uncertainty and even greater purpose. To follow him meant more than just walking alongside him on the roads of Judea. It meant adopting his way of life, embracing his values, and participating in his mission. It was a call to transformation, from a life focused on oneself to a life dedicated to God and to others. This invitation still echoes today. It asks us to examine our own lives, our own nets and tax booths, the things that hold us back. It is a persistent, quiet call to a deeper faith, a more meaningful purpose, and a life that truly matters. On the cross, in the final moments of his earthly life, Jesus utters three words in Aramaic, translated as, "It is finished." This is not a cry of defeat, not the weary sigh of a man who has given up. It is a declaration of victory, a statement of completion. It signifies that the purpose for which he came into the world, the mission entrusted to him by the Father, has been brought to its ultimate fulfillment. Every prophecy, every sacrifice, every teaching has led to this climactic moment. The work is done. This phrase encapsulates the entirety of his life and ministry. It is the final seal on his act of redemption. For Christians, these words mean that the debt of sin has been paid in full. The barrier between humanity and God, created by imperfection, has been torn down. It is a statement of cosmic significance, announcing that the plan of salvation is complete. There is nothing left to add, nothing left to do. It is a powerful proclamation of finality and triumph, spoken not in a king's palace but from a throne of suffering. In the depths of his physical and spiritual agony on the cross, Jesus cries out with a raw human voice, my God, why have you forsaken me?" These are shocking words coming from the one who called God his Father. They are a window into the darkest corner of human suffering, the feeling of complete and utter abandonment. In this moment, Jesus is not a distant, untouchable deity. He is fully human, experiencing the profound desolation that so many of us feel in our own moments of despair, illness, or grief. This cry is not a sign of failing faith, but rather an expression of the deepest pain imaginable. He is quoting the opening of Psalm 22, a prayer that begins in despair but ends in triumphant hope. By voicing this agonizing question, Jesus fully identifies with our human condition. He enters into our suffering, showing us that even in the moments when we feel most alone, when God feels impossibly far away, we are not truly forsaken. He has been there, he understands. This cry connects him not just to our faith, but to our pain. From a cry of ultimate forgiveness to a declaration of mission accomplished, the words of Jesus have journeyed through 2 millennia, losing none of their power to challenge, comfort, and transform. They are not merely historical artifacts, but living words that continue to speak into the heart of our modern struggles. They teach us to love in the face of hatred, to show mercy when we are tempted to judge, and to find hope even in the feeling of abandonment. They invite us onto a path of purpose, guided by a truth that transcends time. These phrases have built cathedrals, and they have sustained the quiet faith of the humble. They have inspired movements of social justice and have been the personal anchor for individuals navigating the turbulent waters of life. The wisdom contained within them is a well that never runs dry, offering guidance for our relationships, our ethics, and our spiritual quests. They remind us that the most profound truths are often spoken with the greatest simplicity, echoing across generations and cultures, and touching the core of what it means to be human. As we conclude our journey, I invite you to reflect. Which of these powerful words resonates most deeply with you right now, in this season of your life? Is it the call to forgive, the comfort of a guiding path, or the challenge to love your enemy? The power of these words lies not just in hearing them, but in allowing them to take root in our hearts. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of timeless wisdom. May you carry its echo with you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a blessed day. Amen.